Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we are looking at Department of Environmental Protection, arsenic in drinking water information for consumers. So you might not know about arsenic, or if you do, it's going to give you all the information that you need to know. So first of all, what is arsenic and where does it come from? Arsenic is simply a metal that occurs naturally in the air, water, soil, rocks, and minerals, food, and living organisms in low concentrations. And if you know anything about it, it has no odor or taste. And other sources of arsenic are from human activities, which exceed natural sources by about threefold. These include urban runoff, pesticides, fossil fuel combustion, treated lumber, smelting, and mining waste. It's also used in paints, dyes, and semiconductors. Now, what are some health concerns from arsenic exposure? Well, human exposure to arsenic can cause both short-term, acute, and long-term chronic health effects. The minimum lethal dose for acute short-term arsenic poisoning is in the range of 50,000 to 300,000 parts per billion. And long-term arsenic ingestion from drinking water is strongly associated with increased risk of skin cancer, and there is substantial evidence that it increases the risk of cancers of bladder, lung, kidney, liver, colon, and prostate. Non-cancer effects can also include thickening and discoloration of the skin, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, numbness in hands, feet, partial paralysis, and blindness. Now, what is the public drinking water standard for arsenic? Arsenic is regulated in public drinking water systems by the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and a maximum allowable limit known as a maximum containment level, MCL. And that's been established for it to protect against long-term exposure. For many years, MCL for total arsenic was 50 parts per billion. During the 1990s, however, new studies, advances in technologies for detecting minute concentrations of contaminants, and affordable treatments allowed regulators to lower the MCL and provide improved public health protection from chronic health effects. A new standard of 10 parts per billion became effective on January 23, 2006. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if the water is actually contaminated with arsenic? Well, if arsenic MCL is exceeded, the public water system must be issued to customers in writing within 30 days of the violation. So it's something you have to know. Customers would be notified immediately through broadcast media in the very unlikely event containment levels were high enough to cause acute health effects. Now, what if I have my own well and I live near a public system that found high arsenic levels? If you live in an area where public water system has exceeded the arsenic MCL, you should consider having your private well tested, and a listing of laboratories can be found below. You can find these different laboratories, or you can use something that is in your local area. Even though private wells are not regulated by the department, if they are there and it exceeds the public drinking water standard of 10 parts per billion, and you're urged to consider taking steps to reduce your long-term exposure to those levels of arsenic. Long-term measures usually involve treatment devices, and those can be found in different places, such as NSF. There's some information on that, and that's going to help you with your family members when it comes to drinking, making beverages, preparing food, and other things like that. So those are some tips and some good information about arsenic. And as always, you need to get your water tested to make sure there's not high levels of arsenic in it.